Jenny Jen is still going strong. That concludes the first section. The second question asks if you ever envision getting married. We absolutely abs when it comes to Jenny Jen. We're having a great time together. I won't add anything new to it. He can get me an apartment building if he wants to marry me. After Tiffany and I resumed our busy lives, we were unable to devote as much time and effort to our relationship. The love didn't truly spread, in my opinion. It seemed to me that we weren't supporting our relationship. You must realize that since you are not perfect, you will never find someone who is. Therefore, be aware that while choosing a partner, you will have to make some compromises. But as long as the person you choose shares your core values and the values that are most important to you, you can cross them off your list and be happy. Was Colin's infidelity with Jennifer Hudson really just discovered? Since Tiffany Haddish has been making fun of Jennifer Hudson as if it were open mic night, it appears that she feels that way. The fact that Common moved on from her to J Hud still makes Tiffany angry. And it appears like she is finally trying to get even. Although Jennifer wasn't attempting to hear it, there had been rumors circulating for some time that Common isn't the man she believed him to be. His past is a tumultuous record of splits and well-publicized heartaches. Rumor has it that he has already found another woman to date, while Jennifer has been in a downward spiral due to the betrayal. And you know who's lounging around taking in the entire drama like they're in the front row at the movies? Haddish Tiffany. She's smiling and making sly remarks about Jennifer whenever she can, and she's not even trying to hide it. Why in the world would an ordinary person cheat on J Hud of all people? This mysterious new woman, who is she? Is Tiffany brave enough to intervene and make an effort to win him back? Let's be honest, not attempting to drag Jennifer through her pain, but this was obvious to anyone who was paying attention. The everlasting type has never been Common. His background speaks for itself. Know of how hard he tries to act that part. A history of flings, brief romances, and a dating history that betrays a lack of commitment. Fans, however, remained optimistic. They believed that Jennifer would be the one to confide in him, slow him down, and possibly even start a family. Jennifer and Common Man's happily ever after is that dream. Yes, it currently appears to be in poor health. There is a loud humming throughout the streets. According to rumors, J Hud is devastated by Common's heavy infidelity. The fact that this man was out there telling everyone she was the one is what makes it so crazy. Even discussing marriage, Jenny Jen continues to do well. That concludes the first section. The second question is, do you ever envision getting married? As for Jenny Jen, we are very much together, and I simply value her as a woman, a partner, an artist, and a person. She is a very remarkable person, and I have nothing but gratitude for her. Yes, we are doing well, and I thank God. Well, if I were to get married, Jennifer would be the one I would choose. She is the prototype I see. Yes, she is. She is the person, not just the prototype, though. However, having said that, it's one of those situations where I constantly look back on my life and ask myself, okay, what? Because that's a powerful decision to make and definitely not to be taken lightly. However, he was out here running around as if nothing were important the entire time. Jennifer Tiffany Haddish isn't crying, even if many others are feeling sorry for her. According to an insider, she has been engrossed in every moment of this public infidelity scandal. And to be honest, this isn't shocking if you've been following Tiffany since her breakup with Common. She has never concealed the fact that she hasn't moved on from him. She has been disparaging for years. And it's very obvious from some of those jabs that she thinks Common cheated on her with J Hud in the first place. One such instance was when a fan asked Common if she had ever received a pair of earrings they had given her during an Instagram live. Without even pausing, Tiffany retorted, "Girl, he never gave me no earrings. He probably gave those to Jennifer." The resentment was evident. In the comments section, fans are now arguing if Jennifer was actually dating Common when he was still with Tiffany. Tiffany's years of shade suddenly make perfect sense if that's the case. That would account for her enjoyment of every clumsy moment of this circumstance. She sees it as the full force of karma. The worst part is still to come. Since Tiffany has never stopped expressing her desire for him and isn't shy about it, some fans believe this could be her big chance to re-enter the relationship. It was obvious from the beginning that Tiffany was much more into Common than he was into her. So trust me when I say that if she had the slightest chance of regaining his affection, she would be leaning in and saying, "Come here, baby." During the pandemic, she was the one who pushed for them to go public, flaunting him as though he were a prize. Together, they went into quarantine, and she made sure everyone knew about it. She even angled her camera perfectly so that everyone could see her man during an Instagram live with Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade. A bit later, the other T. Yes. Oh no. Tiffany was really into it when you were cut off, but he wasn't. Particularly around his first birthday, she was always boasting about him. She wanted it to be memorable, they said. She even described her ideal plan in one interview. All I want is for my partner and I to enjoy a good supper and go hot air ballooning. She described how she got drunk with her grandmother for the first time on her 39th birthday. She enjoyed a really enjoyable bat mitzvah on her 40th birthday. She wanted that romantic hot air balloon flight for her 41st birthday, though. And what was done by Common? In addition to skipping the hot air balloon, he had no plans for her birthday. He recently delivered flowers, according to sources. And let's face it, it is the very least you can do for your woman's special day. Tiffany had even acknowledged that she secretly hoped expecting something more significant, a proposal of marriage, rather than merely a ring. She claimed that instead, she wanted him to pop the question by offering her a whole apartment complex. Tiffany was optimistic. I'm having fun. I won't add anything new to it. He can give me an apartment building if he wants to marry me. Oh, I see. A ring is not what you want. You're looking for a complex of apartments. You'd get a duplex from me, some sort of Alex. People are saying things like, where are you? Where are your carrots? Girl, please give me some carrots. I received units. Get rid of it. Let's just say Common made it quite apparent how he felt about her dream goals, in case you were wondering. He wasn't looking for a long-term ride, just a good time. I will act in a way that benefits both the woman and myself. I just want happiness, wonderful moments, and peace on earth right now, you know? So no one was really surprised when they broke up a few months later. Actually, many fans were quietly relieved that Tiffany was no longer under his control. Because let's face it, he was completely enamored with her. Here's the twist, though. It was Common who decided to retire. And rather to take responsibility for it, he attempted to patch it up by attributing the breakup to their hectic schedules. It didn't sit well with Tiffany. Perhaps he is simply the type of man who never settles down with anyone, she retorted with her own reality. Perhaps he resembles a bee moving from one blossom to another. I'm not sure. I hope for nothing except happiness and joy. It sounds lovely, but she was giving clues. And such clues led some to speculate that she might be hinting that he had cheated. Tiffany spoke up once more when Common appeared with J. Hud shortly after. She described it as the most enjoyable and healthy relationship she had ever been in, the one in which she felt most secure. But she also made it apparent that the split wasn't reciprocal. I was like, okay. He was more like, I think this relationship is running its course. I was like, you're going to be a 50-year-old single man? All right, it appears that Jennifer will be receiving the same farewell speech. Each of us has a job. In my opinion, Tiffany and I were unable to devote as much time and effort to our relationship after we were back on the road. The love didn't truly spread, in my opinion. It seemed to me that we weren't supporting our relationship. Furthermore, neither of us will stop, as you stated. We both care about our crafts, our work, love, and partnerships. But I believe that the energy we have invested in our careers and our desire to continue doing what we do for ourselves and the people we serve makes it difficult for me to balance all of that and maintain the relationship. Here's the problem, though. He has done this to many people, not just Tiffany and J. Hud. Common has a long history of heartbreak. Erykah Badu, Taraji P. Henson, Serena Williams, and others. It always ends the same way, with different women. Common has a predictable pattern. He terminates a relationship cold, slaps a woman with a hammer, and then walks straight into the arms of the next one as she begins to show signs of attachment. The fact that none of his ex-girlfriends, particularly Erykah Badu, seem to maintain a relationship with him is telling. And that's because he did all of them dirty, according to whispers. To put things in perspective, Erykah and Common began dating in 2000 and dated for around 2 years before she ended their relationship in late 2002. Erykah first said nothing about why it stopped. He had no trouble putting his own spin on it, though, Common men. He asserted that she dumped him over the phone after developing affections for someone else, which is why they broke up. She gave it to me, his version. I mean, the way it ended was strange. How did it happen? But it seemed strange. This is all I would say. It's like when you were a kid and you were playing and having fun on a playdate when all of a sudden you were sliding down the slide. You turned around and asked yourself, where did they go? Where'd they go? And saw them waving at you and their mother carrying them as they said goodbye. It was just like that. Hey there, we were having a good time. Why do you ruin the fun? Why do you ruin the good time? She contacted me while I was on tour in my hotel room and said, "Hey, I don't want to be in this relationship any longer. It's someone else, I think." With Erykah Badu, that was my first love, where you just open and floating. When we split, I was 27 to 28. I was in a haze, just going through the motions. He described her as both his first love and his first heartbreak. But here's the problem. After a while, Erykah grew weary of him fabricating the breakup tale to make her appear bad. She offered some criticism of her own, raising the possibility of cheating. Her words, "No, infidelity is not a deal breaker for me. We are all born sexual beings. I need companionship, a partner I can depend on, that I can love and grow with. But I do understand the nature of these men I have been with, and men in general. They have a need to chase." Translation? Even if she didn't spell it out, she was all but saying Common couldn't keep it exclusive. And yet he still pushed the breakup narrative as if she left him for another man. That's straight up manipulative. No other way to put it. And when I say Common's got a bad rep, I mean bad. After things ended with Angela Rye, he suddenly popped up acting brand new. Talking about how therapy changed him, how he'd learned to be a better partner, and all that feelude talk. Annie says the work he's doing on himself will help him fulfill a lifelong dream. And you write a lot about you want to be a husband one day. You have a rather famous relationship coach. Oh yeah, that yes. Michelle Obama. She has definitely helped talk me through just certain moments of relationships. We had conversations and she has given me a lot of wisdom. But one great thing that she told me as I was going through this journey was that you have to understand you're not going to get anybody that's perfect because you're not perfect. So understand that there's some certain things that you will compromise in choosing that partner. But long as the core values, the values that are most important to you, that person, marks off on that list, then you good. She gave you some good advice there. Some really good wisdom. But judging by how things played out with J. Hud, that new man act didn't stick for long. If anything, he might as well ask his therapist for a refund because it's wild. While he was out here saying Jennifer was the one, he was allegedly running around with someone else the whole time. What makes it hit even harder is the fact that Jennifer Hudson had already been through way too much when it came to love. She did not deserve more heartbreak. People still remember her relationship with wrestler David Otunga and how tragedy struck just weeks after they got engaged. Is Common in this book? Did you put Common in here? There's a lot of common men in there. A lot of common men. But he's not in that book. He's not in there. No. How are you? I've learned, yes. Everybody don't need to be in your story. Let them tell it. But he didn't like it. That was a great relationship. So I had nothing like this. This is like stuff that went, hard. But his was a good relationship. That was a good relationship. Do you care that he's in another relationship with Jennifer Hudson? No, I love Jennifer. Out there having fun. That's not girl. Jennifer's mom, brother, and nephew were tragically taken from her in an unthinkable act by her own brother-in-law. It was the darkest chapter of her life, and she needed someone strong and steady to lean on. David stepped up big time. Body don't need to be in your story. Let them tell it. But he didn't like it. That was a great reel, staying by her side, planning trips to help her breathe again, trying to bring a little light back into her world. And then, like a spark in the middle of all that pain, Jennifer found joy again. She got pregnant later that year. By 2009, they welcomed their son, David Jr. For a while, it looked like their little family was falling perfectly into place. But by 2010, after being engaged for over 2 years, people started asking, when are they finally walking down the aisle? Rumor had it they were set to marry that year. But then suddenly the wedding got pushed back. They eventually called it quits, but that breakup nowhere near peaceful. Jennifer has been clear that in the final stretch of their relationship, David's behavior allegedly took a dark turn. She accused him of becoming increasingly aggressive, threatening, and even harassing both her and their son. She also claimed the situation escalated into both mental and physical abuse. Is this somebody I would be willing to be a friend with? Yeah, do they entertain me? Do I feel safe around them? Like, these are the things that I look for, right? And then what's hygiene like? Do they smell funny? Are they nails clean? Look at the teeth. Check them out. Got to check them teeth. Is it like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, according to Jennifer, things hit a terrifying peak when she received chilling messages from David that shook her so badly, She called security asking them to keep him from showing up at the studio and causing a scene. Thankfully, he never appeared there, but the peace didn't last. Later that same day, she alleged he was waiting for her at home. She says he confronted her, grabbed their son by the arm, and took him upstairs to the master bedroom, then shoved her out while still holding onto their child's hand. So yes, J. Hud absolutely deserved better than that. But the real question is, was Common really an upgrade? Because looking at his track record, he was never going to be the good guy she needed. Now she's just the latest name added to his long list of heartbreaks. And in true Common fashion, it's probably only a matter of time before he quietly soft launches a brand new romance like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, Tiffany Haddish, she's got to be loving every second of this. At the end of the day, Tiffany didn't just toss a sly joke. She blew the whole thing wide open. Jennifer's name is now right in the middle of this public mess. Common is already parading a new flame like the last chapter never existed. And Tiffany's making sure the world gets front row seats to watch it all go down. But here's where it gets even messier. Because Common's new flame isn't just some mystery woman in the shadows. The whispers on the block say she's already moving like she's the one showing up with him in public like they've been together for years. No just friends cover story, no slow rollout. She's already holding his arm, laughing a little too loud at his jokes and making sure every camera catches her face. And Jennifer. People close to her say she's heated, not just because of the alleged cheating, but because of how quickly he's flaunting this woman. It's like he's erasing their relationship in real time. Insiders claim J. Hud's been going quiet on social media, pulling back from interviews and keeping her circle tight. But behind closed doors, she's hurt, embarrassed, and feeling blindsided. Tiffany Haddish, though, she's basically turned into the unofficial commentator for this whole soap opera. Whether it's a shady Instagram story, a quick laugh during a podcast, or a sly comment in an interview, she keeps finding ways to poke the bear. One source even swears Tiffany's been sliding into mutual friends' DMs, dropping little, "Did you see what he's doing now?" me messages just to stir the pot. And the public, they're eating it up like it's their favorite reality show. Every paparazzi shot, every cryptic post, every tiny slip of new info gets shared, dissected, and reposted within minutes. It's turned into this unofficial team war. Team J. Hud, Team Tiffany, and a very small, very confused Team Common. What's wild is that none of this is new behavior for him. It's the same script, different cast. Love bomb a woman. Make her feel like she's the one. Keep the romance shiny for a while, then bounce before the storybook ending. And now this new woman, people are already placing bets on how long before she's the one getting side-eyed by the next mystery date. But for now, the drama is far from over. Because if history is any guide, the real bombshells haven't even dropped yet. So, now everybody's left wondering, was Tiffany's shade just harmless fun? Or did she just rip the Band-Aid clean off some old wounds that J. Hud is still nursing? Because, let's be real, the way Tiffany's been moving, it's hard to believe this is all just playful. She's been tossing little digs for years. And now, with Common out here parading a new flame, it feels like she's taking her victory lap in public. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. This story is nowhere near over because the whisper's coming in now. They're saying J. Hud might be thinking about flipping the script completely. That's right. Instead of walking away, she might actually be trying to win Common back. And if that's true, it's about to be the messiest twist yet. Imagine it! Tiffany throwing side eyes, Common men caught in the middle, and this new woman suddenly realizing she might not be as secure in her spot as she thought. Fans are split. Some say Jennifer should run for the hills, others think she's too deep in her feelings to let go. But if history's taught us anything with Common, it's that when you think you've seen the last plot twist, another one's waiting right around the corner. And you already know Tiffany's not about to stay quiet if this turns into a tug-of-war over him. So buckle up, because the next chapter in this drama is going to be even juicier than this one, and you're not going to want to miss a single second of it. If you love this breakdown, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update when things explode even more. And when this video ends, click the one that's about to pop up on your screen for more celebrity drama that'll have you hooked. Trust me, you're going to want to see what's next. See you on the next